Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana to chapter 40 of Yuddha Kanda. In the previous chapters, we saw after making the required security, after observing, spying over the security arrangements in Lanka, Rama made arrangements regarding how to attack on Lanka by the break of the day, and then, in order to get a clear picture of Lanka, they all mounted the Suvela hill from where they kept a watchful eye over the Lanka in order to identify its vulnerable points for the attack. Then Rama, accompanied by Sugriva and his monkey leaders, ascended the summit of Mount Suvela that had a circumference of 2 leagues. There he halted a while, surveying the 10 cardinal points, and his gaze fell on Lanka, which was ravishing with its enchanting groves that had been built by Vishwakarma on the summit of Trikuta mountain. There above a gateway stood the invincible Lord of the Titans, white chamaras being waved above him, and the triumphal parasol indicating his rank, anointed with red sandal paste, adorned with scarlet ornaments. He was, that is, Ravana, was attired in raiment embroidered with gold and resembled a dark cloud. The scars of the wounds inflicted on him by Airavata with its tusk pitted his breast, and he was wrapped in a cloak of the color of hare's blood, so that he appeared like unto a cloud dyed with the tints of sunset. The Indra of the monkeys beheld him as Raghava also, and on seeing him, Sugriva, gathering up his strength, in an impulse of fury, suddenly bounded from the summit of the mountain and descended at the gate. For a moment he paused, then, with a fearful soul, he eyed the Titan whom he regarded as a mere straw and thereafter addressed him harshly, saying, I am the friend of the protector of the worlds, Rama. With the grace of the King of Kings, you shall never escape me today. You shall not escape me today. Speaking thus, he suddenly leaped upon him and snatching off his brilliant diadem, threw it on the earth. Seeing him about to rush upon him again, that ranger of the night said to him, Sugriva, you are unknown to me. Now you shall be Hinagriva, because Sugriva means one who is having a beautiful neck, and he is saying that you will now going to be neckless. That means your head will going to be cut off. Speaking thus, he threw himself upon him and with his 2 arms flung him to the ground, bouncing up like a ball. But monkey struck his adversary in his turn, and perspirations broke out on the limbs of both, and their bodies were red with blood. Each clung to the other, paralyzing his opponent's movement, and they resembled the Shalmali and Kimshuka trees. Then followed blows and slaps with hands and arms, and an indescribable struggle arose between the two powerful kings, the Lord of the Titans and the Lord of the Monkeys. Hard and long was the combat between these two doughty champions in the gateway, each in turn lifting the other up, crouching and changing their positions, tripping each other and throwing each other down, crushing one another, bruising each other's limbs, and falling between the sala tree and the moat. They would leap up again, pausing an instant to regain their breath. Then, with the arms interlaced like ropes, they remained locked together, struggling and furious, full of skill and energy, moving to and fro like a lion and a tiger or two young elephants that have just grown their tusks, scrutinizing each other with arms interlaced and grappling with one another. They fell on the earth together. Thereafter, rising, they hurled themselves on each other afresh, circling round the arena again and again, like skilled and mighty wrestlers, nor were they easily fatigued, like unto great tuskers with their enormous arms as resembling the trunks, they gripped each other tightly, circling round and round in the duel which was long and fierce. They trampled down the earth and approaching each other like two wild cats fighting over a piece of meat. Each tried to kill his adversary, taking up diverse postures, describing innumerable evolutions, running like an ox's urine, halting, coming, and going. They executed a myriad different movements, stepping sideways, making feins, twisting to avoid a blow, turning about, darting to the attack, each hurling himself on his opponent, standing firm and erect, disengaging themselves, presenting back and flank, preparing to leap, letting go, or stealing away. Thus, Sugriva and Ravana, to their utmost satisfaction, multiplied such feats in which they excelled. Because by this time, even Sugriva might have got exhausted. Because, first of all, he, with great difficulty, he tried to prove himself that he was not trying to cheat on Rama. Because in the beginning, if you observe, Rama had sent Lakshmana to Kishkinda in order to wake up Sugriva to help him, which was itself an insult for a true friend like Sugriva. Though he has made all the arrangement, he need to plead himself not guilty for not making any arrangements to search for Sita. And since then, that feel of guilt was remaining with Sugriva. And that got again aggravated when the army came to the northern shore. Ravana had sent his messenger asking Sugriva to part his ways with Rama, creating a dissidence between Sugriva and Rama. This added more salt to his wound, and he was burning with a desire to kill Ravana. And at the same time, on the side of Ravana, he was expecting that Rama is a meek fellow, that by simply abjecting his wife, he will never be able to come to Lanka. But contrary to his understanding, Rama established relation with Sugriva, and with a huge army of apes, they even crossed the ocean, and now they are at the gate of Lanka. Ravana is seeing a certain defeat in his eyes, and he is in no mood to establish any friendly treaty with Rama, because with that he need to give back Sita, which will be a great insult for himself. So he was also burning with a desire in order to kill those all the apes. So when Sugriva was found in front of him, a great battle happened between them. Meanwhile, the Titan Ravana had recourse to magic, and when the king of monkeys perceived it, he flew into the sky triumphant because he already threw the diadem, the crown of Ravana, down on the earth, which is an insult enough for a king that he is being defeated. Shaking off all fatigue while Ravana, overcome with exhaustion, breathing heavily, baffled by the king of the monkeys, stood confounded. Thus, the lord of the monkeys, acquiring fame as a warrior, having wearied Ravana in combat, ascended into the infinite blue with the swiftness of thought, and that offspring of the sun, having accomplished this feat, delighted, rejoined the army, honored by the monkey leaders, thereby increasing the joy of the foremost of Raghus. Because as a king, he should not take too much of chances which will put his own life in danger, because if something happens to him, his whole army will lose the morale. So he did just that much which is sufficient to ill treat Ravana and then immediately fly himself back to meet Rama and his army. Thus come to the end chapter 40 of Yuddha Kanda in Ramayana. Namaste Sharada Devi Kashmira Puravasini Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.